Welcome to the full book review of The Art of War by Sun-TZU. This is an incredible piece of work that you need to apply to your own daily life. The Art of War itself is an ancient treatise that's probably much or less compared towards the likes of Machiavelli's The Prince. In fact, I have read somewhere that it was compared to that, whereas Machiavellian is more of a negative connotation of a word. Sun-Tzu's The Art of War is more like a positive connotation. Sun Tzu himself may have wrote it in the intentions of using it in warfare, hence the title, The Art of War. Really, though, it's more of a different thing. Most likely, the actual title itself is more or less translated to The Art of War by Master Sun, Sun-Tzu Bingfa. And with that, it really does have the intention of using it to fight other people, but it also has concepts that you can apply to your own daily life. That potential energy, for example, imagine your battlefield. Let's say you imagine your mind and your daily life as your battlefield, with you as yourself, and then you have your own army, and then you have like the enemy being, let's say, a fictional version, a little imagination kind of represented kind of version of, say, your chores, whatever you need to do to get through the day. And you can go ahead and get it through. You can go ahead and pile through all of this, get them through, and with the concepts of Sun Tzu's Art of War, you can war on those things and get through your day, and then repeat it for the rest of your day until, of course, you have like resting days too, like the weekends, for example. But that's pretty much how it works. Okay, what the heck am I talking about? You might think I'm ranting, and technically, yes, I am ranting, but let's think about this. One of his concepts that Sun Tzu himself has mentioned is the concept of the potential energy. Potential energy itself is an incredible, useful thing. You obviously know that you have more potential energy the higher you are, and then when you release it, it all turns into kinetic energy. Basic physics, for that even kindergarten kids know. I'm pretty sure even toddlers know this too. But how it works, though, is that you have to get yourself all the way up there, and then you have to bulldoze your way into the enemy. And once you go ahead and bulldoze your way into the enemy, you'll be able to do just fine. So how do you get there? You need to get there first. Like, you know those times, let's say you're like a teenager like me, and your mother comes in and says, "Hey, you, why aren't you doing your chores? Why aren't you doing this? Why are you doing this?" And you're saying that, "But I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yeah." And then she goes and tells you your excuses. And if they're the same pattern every day, you know what she wants you to do. And even if you do hate doing them, like, you might hate doing the dishes, you might hate, like, playing an instrument or practicing it, but, like, or you might just want to sit down and study instead of doing all that. You can't. Then you realize you have to get over the mental hurdle of realizing that they're just small things compared to like the whole huddle of studying. You might think that it's more effective use of your time, but you know arguing with your mother is useless. So you have to outsmart it. You must get there first. This might feel like playing to your mother's rules, but this is against your mother's rules too. You go ahead, get to those chores first. First thing in the morning, you get up, take your breakfast, brush your teeth, do your dishes, practice your instrument, and then she'll be fine for the rest of the day. Because if you've been doing this for years, I'm talking about this from experience, if you do that for years, your mother just begs you to just do that, and you finally just do it, she will be quiet for the literal rest of the day, and you will have made her proud. Hi, Mom, I made you proud. And that's one way to go ahead and defeat your enemy. Game clear. Okay, well, what's next? Well, next up, we have to talk about the empty and the full craters. Now, obviously, this is more of a little bit of a stretch, but you can go ahead and apply this towards your lunch daily at times too. Obviously, you can go rest days and go eat your fast foods and stuff, and your snacks. Obviously, that's very recommended too. High blood sugar, as long as it's not too high, that is. But of course, you still need to be on a full stomach. Some people are workaholics, and they go ahead and skip their lunches, or maybe because they just have to skip their lunches to do their work. That's not a fun experience. So always do eat yourself. Maybe if you have a limited kind of food, don't eat it all in one go, but split it up to the rest of the day. It'll feel more nourishing, it'll feel more energizing, it'll be much, much better than what you're thinking of. You have to go ahead and you have the different grounds. You can go ahead and adapt towards that, and that is another concept that you can apply to your own life. A very far stretch, I know, but something I stopped mentioning is just something I thought. And then, of course, we have to talk about the masters of change. Life, we would love it to be stable, and for some of us, it is very stable as it can be, but even for those people, a little change will happen, and for that change, to them, it'll be a disaster. And once you go ahead and realize that it might become a disaster, you want to switch it all up. And once you go ahead and decide to switch it all up, you realize, I've messed up big time, and because I messed up big time, I'm going to need to go ahead and do my work. I need to change my routine to adapt to the circumstances right now. Like, let's say that your routine was like, okay, usually I wake up, do my homework, do essay, do like some studying, and then I'm gonna go ahead and work on the next studying. But then suddenly that studying plan is no longer viable because you just finished the workbook, and like you do have another one, but like it's not here yet. And so to this change, you need to do something else with that time. You could probably adapt it so you can start your next task a little bit early, and then when the book really doesn't arrive, you can do it later. Or you can go ahead and replace it with like another book that you have right over here. That's called a message of change. Maybe your mother is mad at you, and like you were going to do something, but like the situation has changed. Your mother is mad at you. You can't do that thing. You have to cancel it or give a rain check on your friends, even if they will hate you for it. Because in the long term, it will be a win for you. Now, it feels kind of Asian, like stereotypical for me to say this, but in the long run, doing what's best for you and not what's best just for your friends is probably the best and wisest decision that you will ever make. That is the master of change. Another thing I'll talk about is, of course, this applies towards the different grounds and different tactics that you will read in this book. So why go ahead and read The Art of War? Why go ahead and read this ancient text that's probably like, what, 2,500 years old? Something on that sort? It's old, very old. It's like 2 millennia old at least. Okay, not that old, not that old. It's only 2,000 years old. But yeah, it's about as that's how old it is. Why read it? To use the concepts that are still applicable to us. Approach everything like a war. Be smart. Don't charge head in. Don't headbutt it in. Go ahead and think about it in a smart way. Once you are able to go ahead and think about it in this smart way, you will have made Sun-TZU proud, and you will have made your life even better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Hachan. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Jihana, peace. Bye bye.